Today is May 13th, 2020. It's been 1,114 days since Morgan died, which is 3 years and 18 days. Today just feels like a normal, everyday, blah kind of day. It's referenced that when someone dies, there's a hole in your heart and it never gets filled, or maybe it fills or closes up, but it's still scarred or it's still warped, kind of like the tattoo representation of my tattoo artist when I asked him for Morgan's hand as he was a baby, and then to represent my warped, broken heart. And so as you see, he made a heart and then he sewed it and he put all kinds of gunk into it and stitches, and even just the way that the stitches are and stuff, it represents a heart within the heart. And that's how I always envisioned that it must look like inside. Getting cancer was also a huge realization of how bad I was. And when I recently saw a photo of that, it solidified how bad I was. And I'll share that in a second. But I realized today that it's just this hole that's always in my heart. I mean, it may not be as big as it was when he died, but it's this piercing hole that just is always going to be there, and it's never not going to not be full. And from a day-to-day perspective, a piece of my heart is missing. And it doesn't matter that I can still see him spiritually and I can talk to him spiritually. It doesn't matter. Because in the end, my heart hurts that he's not physically here, that I can hug and say hi and hear his voice and be annoyed by him, or see him grow into a man, to see his future kids, if that that would have looked like. But instead, I'm left with not him. And, his friends that are still checking in on me. And when they start having kids, especially one of them I know will have me call them my grandkids, and they will call me grandma. But and I'm going to love that day. But it's still different. The photo that I saw recently, the top photo in this image is from last week. The bottom one was a few months after Morgan died. And as you will see, I'm trying to get it without the light, that's the last week. That was from a couple months after he died. And as you see, I see a glare, so I'm trying to find a spot where it doesn't have it. As you see how white I looked, how dead I looked, how much my body was shutting down, that it's no wonder that I got cancer. No wonder. And showing this and seeing this picture is just that realization of how much emotional pain affects our body. So for those of you that are struggling with drugs, and your parents are frustrated or your loved ones are frustrated and they seem like they don't care, they actually do. They just don't know how else to help. And if you are struggling with drugs, just remember, every day you're alive is another day to try and another day to start again. But it doesn't have to be, I fell off the wagon, so now I'm going to stay on it because I keep doing it. No, you're alive. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. And know that not everything is the typical way to get your help. For me, it's myofascial release. I'm letting out emotions while my body is getting the healing it needs. For some people, it's yoga and only yoga. For some people, it's seeing a spiritual medium. They hear messages from their loved ones. Each person is different, and no matter what you're struggling with, whether it's drugs, whether it's suicidal thoughts, whether it's terrible upbringing, whether it's a car accident, no matter what physical trauma, emotional trauma, or mental trauma you're going through, it's all trauma. And each person responds differently. Both services, not just one. And we need to treat not just the mind and not just the body. We need to treat the soul as well. And we need to treat all three of those. So find somebody, seek out different services, see what you can get.